Hey everybody, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this is a market radar going into Friday, um, March 11th, Friday. I'm here Thursday night doing a little extra research to get an early start on the watch list for this week. We had a good week so far, and an interesting day today. So I just figured I'd do a video and kind of kind of go over some of the things that happened today and break down the trade. So again, ECB, the European Central Bank equivalent to our Fed, came out and they cut rates, they increased stimulus, and basically the market kind of gapped up on that. And then Draghi basically got on the mic and during his press conference made some comments about he didn't foresee any additional cuts in the future. So that kind of turned that market over. And then there was some other comments coming out, some other Fed president making a comment about raising our rates. So the combination of those started to get us selling. And it started to look like the sell the news, which we were kind of expecting, everyone was expecting stimulus to be added. So, when we have that and the market popped, we reversed and we sold off pretty hard. And right back here, you can see this is the morning trade. We popped up pretty high, then rolled over and sold off pretty drastically. But at the end of the day, we actually popped up. And, the first thing I want to show you, and it's what there's our bread and butter at Day Trading Radio, is we saw a nice divergence here to put in a bottom. We saw this on the cash chart. I think there was also another big thing that I mentioned during the show is that we had the 60-minute, 5-minute combination. So the 60-minute just got oversold, just tagged that line right here. A little under 20, was still in 16 and change. And, that was good. That was good. And then we had the 5-minute also rotating back down. So we had that 5-minute and the 60-minute lined up. And that's always a good combination that I look for a bounce. And that bounce also, if we go back to that futures chart here, let me double check that. What was right around 1 o'clock? Let's take a look here now. Let's go back out here. Right here it was. Yeah, so right here, we actually had a nice sell signal. We're going to talk about the RAMBOT also in a bit. And this is where we came back down, and we kind of, we just put in a low here, and that was really the beginning of the bigger move up. Now, I thought we had a divergence here. Maybe it was on a different, let me check my other chart. We had a divergence, right here. You can see it actually on the 5-minute chart. We took out the lows right here, and we kind of just stayed very strong there. Probably a little harder to see, unless you're just watching for it, and we're always watching for it. But you could really see it's a much better chart here on the 3-minute time frame. So lots of times that 3-minute will really show it out better. You can see that little dip lower. The price took out the recent lows right here. And we turned right back up. And that was a real key divergence. And that was the beginning of the biggest move other than the downside move. But that's what we always talk about. We always talk about divergences will top out this market. It'll show you the tops. It'll show you the bottoms in these bigger channels. It'll also show you where the channels are going to break out. And in this case, this was this downward channel. And this is, one of the key things I talk about on all the videos. When we have that divergence, that channel really gets broken on that divergence. So that's how everything ended today. And we ended up, moving back up. And the big question is this just kind of a sell the news reaction, a fast little one-day trade, and the market's going to slowly grind back up? I do believe that's probably in store. But tomorrow's going to be a day to see if we actually, try to move back up towards those highs, or do we get stopped here, which is, we have a couple other levels, but we had this little retracement. We got stopped by it, pulled back. We'll see where we open up tomorrow. I'm starting to put together another 1, 2, 3 pattern up here. But the positive here, once again, that 60-minute was a beautiful 60-minute rotation up. Now you can see we're right back at that trend line, and the 60's kind of extended. So 60 means a lot, so you have to give it a little understanding up here that we could roll over. But either way, we're going to be on top of it because you know what? The RAMBOT was on fire today. And the RAMBOT, if you haven't heard, is a new little bot that we have running on the site that really identifies divergences live. and on a mathematical formula that really pinpoints them to a point where you see the market react on them, but you can't see where it is here. Like you could be looking at all your stochastics and stuff and your RSI, and you won't see that signal. But when you look back and you see how the RAMBOT here is just picking away this market here. Here's our sell signal. Didn't have any buy signals. Then we had another sell signal here, and it dropped down. We had a buy signal, pop back up. These are just entry. This is an entry indicator. It's not anything other than telling you when to get out, but it just tells you when you're starting to see those divergences. And the divergences are very important. That's really just a real mathematical equation to see momentum start to shift before you actually see it in the price. So just like anything, any type of edge is great, and this edge is fantastic. And so it's important to pay attention to it, search it out. I was trying to get tight stops on the show today. He IM'd me, and I hope I could tell the people. But he mentioned this in his room. He is going on like a 30-day win streak, 30 days of profits in a row trading. And he told me that divergence has played the biggest part in that. And that's what he does. And he posts them all the time. He's always posting his charts in the room. He's trading them all the time. You see him. He's in and out. And he posts a chart that divergence. And it's great. He's recognizing them great now. And I think most people recognize them in the room now. So it's really become a big help. And, as the market continues, here we had a sell signal. Here was a bearish flag, which was nice to watch a sell signal come into that. And then we broke down and we pushed back up and chopped. But these scalp zones were working out good. And then at this point, the market took off. And we blew through. We had three little sell signals clustered up here. And you could see that the market was starting to chop around. When you have them start to cluster up, that means they're not pulling back, and the stochastics are probably, starting to bunch up and kind of get embedded in very small moves and very tight moves, and that's when you might get a false signals when things get too strong. So you have to recognize that. So we had that signal, and we had a 5-minute signal, and then the market actually popped out of that, and then we got back into a nice rhythm. So it's important to make sure the visual. And the one thing about this signal here is that my criteria for an entry is to make sure that 5-minute time frame's on your side, meaning trending in the direction of your trade. So in this case, if you're looking at a short or a sell signal here and you're going to short this, you want to make sure that that 5-minute stochastic is pointing down or turning over. And when I back checked this, and that time frame, that was right at 220 to 230. 220 to 230. Let me bring this in a little. How do I get over there? Am I seeing the numbers? Oh, here they are. Let me see if we can go to the... Oh, why didn't it change to the 1 minute there? So, all right, we're going to look at the 220 to 230. We got up here. This is the divergence I was wanting to point out here. We got up on the 5-minute chart. Just about 230, we started to put in that 5-minute divergence right here. So that was actually a signal on the 5-minute chart. That was right here. And we moved back down. We did get a buy signal again, coming into 350. And we're just about at the end of the day. Market started to move back up, but actually you could see the great levels that were marked off. A couple of them got blown out. There might have been one other that wasn't here. I had to run out to lunch. I didn't know if I got them all on the chart, but most of them are there, and they get posted in the trade alert box automatically. So fantastic day on the RAMBOT. It really was impressive. And right now we could follow the market as Thursday night here. We're hanging out. S&P's up 2 right now. If we take a look at from the close, 6 o'clock. The open here. When we open back up, we're just hanging here. Nothing going, just going sideways. So let's just take a look at a couple stocks also, just going into tomorrow. Now, I like that CSX today. Everything pulled back. Everything was a big pullback. We did okay. We actually caught the SPY puts, and we crushed it. We really did. We made over 100% on our money on that, and that was a good thing. That kind of covered up some of the wounds that were taken on the biotechs and the drugs, which reversed hard. Everything started out perfect. Anacor here pushed higher. Not that everything is now awful. It's actually fine. The 60-minute rotation came back. It started to bounce. All these stocks just got overbought, and then they pulled back. And, well, that's the name of the game. But we were starting to look pretty good on this. We were starting to put in a divergence, and we still have that divergence playing out. Just maybe the news today, the sell the news event, if that was just something that... And Gilead here kind of returned, put in like a little spinning top, a little doji. Looks fine still. And the Celgene, that looked a little weak, but we're going to see how that's going to perform tomorrow. We're going to come back to Whole Foods soon. We talked about this scenario where we bought into this candle. Remember when we bought this, I said flags run in pairs. You'll get a flag, you'll pop up, and then you'll consolidate, and you have to buy that pullback. We bought this on Friday, sold it up here, right at the top on Monday. That gap up was perfect. Now if you take a look at it, it's starting to pull back a little. Give it a little bit more time. We're going to start focus in on it again. But we need to get something a little bit better. But that was another trade this week, and that worked out perfect. And IBM, another nice follow through. We've been taking profits into the strength, which is good. Carnival Cruise Lines. I like the rotation here. The daily rotated back. I mean, it's a pretty steep downward channel here that popped. We pulled back. This is something that I like to get a little close to that trend line because that trend line is so steep as it is. It's not a real big trend line, but I like that we at least maybe start to put in a pivot area here, and that's what we're going to start to build out. A channel like this, and we'll see if we can start moving back up. But this, we bought into this. It hasn't turned up yet. The momentum hasn't shifted. We're taking an early look into weakness, buying into weakness, and looking for this to start to move back up. So I like that one too. There's other ones we're going to be going over tomorrow. But I also wanted to just do a touch base on one more thing. Not many daily divergences setting up, but there is a few 60-minute divergences. I'm going to point them out to you right now. So I go to my 60-minute time frame, and you're going to be interested in these because these could easily move tomorrow. And when you see some of the names, you could think, well, this could actually move the market. So starting off here, our first 60-minute divergence, introducing Goldman Sachs. Now, a very clean divergence. You can see what we're looking for here. That a higher low on stochastics and a lower low on the price. Plus, we even have an old trend line retracement, which I don't know how good this one is, but it must go back there pretty far. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it does. Look at these two pivot areas back here. This candle and this candle. I just let this lie. So this might actually be a great level to watch. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of digging this one. But, all right, watch it tomorrow. The daily here is pointing down. It's daily's selling off. The 60 is a little, so you have a little bit mixed signals. You have that little divergence. It's already gotten a bounce off of that. I'm probably not going to chase this, but I want to watch it and see how they react because the other ones on this list is Morgan Stanley. Another kind of a divergence. And the divergence is playing out because today's sell-off, took out yesterday's lows, but the stochastics did not turn over. So this is kind of a news event, and this is where you usually find these divergences is in these type of events that get shaken up, and there's like a little shock to the system. The internals here are saying, wait, people are still buying this. This is something. This is a short-term little dip, and it looks like the momentum wants to continue moving back up. So the dip is just kind of a forced dip, just overall markets, and you have to take advantage. You have to have faith in that divergence on the 60 if you're going to take that. Apple, interesting, starting to show a little diverging action on the 60. Some of these are, hairline or borderline. They are divergences, though. I mean, here we have Amazon, the lower low, and a clear higher low on the 60. plus a downward channel. So a 60-minute channel with a divergence in it should give us a breakout of the channel. So Amazon's worth watching tomorrow. Thermo Fisher Scientific, healthcare. All right. Well, another divergence. You can see like I said, these are my what I've come up with the 60-minute time frame. Macy's here, slight divergence on the 60-minute. Carnival Cruise Line, which is a good thing, is giving us a divergence because I got in it today. So we actually have that potential to, maybe we are going to get a move back up. And if we look back here, not a bad. There's nothing based. This is not based on anything. Maybe it's based off of these two Nah, I don't know what that's based. I think I was just looking for a bounce here, down here. But a decent enough divergence there. Visa, Comcast, and here's another one we own, or I own, Celgene. Now Celgene has that 60-minute, but I would argue that it's not a clean one. It's not that clean. But it did break down a little. You noticed that. And then we had a couple more. Not much. That one's okay. Not really. ENDP. That's it. So Goldman looked interesting in the big banks. That's why I thought, maybe a little upside tomorrow. We'll see the 60-minute if it starts to embed up there, starts to show a little bit more strength. We start to regain those highs from the ECB highs. I think that's about it. So the RAMBOT, Paul will be on the mic tomorrow. He loves trading the RAMBOT, so definitely tune in and watch him trade the RAMBOT. He's great at that. And I'll be in the room also, but he'll be on the mic. So we'll catch you in the morning.